Welcome to Tech Tuesday, where we bring you technology insights that power the equipment finance industry.
Fraud used to be easy to spot. Fake name, obvious. Stolen identity, got it. Now, fraudsters are doing their homework. They're filing with the Secretary of State. They're buying decade-old shell companies. They're even making payments just to look legit. In this clip, Andrea from Middesk and Lynette from Great America walk through the tactics they're seeing right now and why your tried and true fraud detection methods might not cut it anymore.
Some newer types of fraud that we're seeing that we're actively building insights to identify are, one, actually going through and adding themselves as an owner to a dormant business, like directly onto the Secretary of State website, because Secretary of States are not then verifying that information. And once it's on that system of record, they actually look legitimate. So one of the things that we're launching is understanding the history of changes on a specific business and whether the type and like the volume of changes is high risk or not, specific to the entity type and the industry. I personally have seen lists of businesses that are shelf companies. So businesses that have been created for no real commercial intent. I've been wrapping my head around what could be like a legitimate use of these businesses that are just accumulating history, but have no real commercial activity. I think that like the most prevalent use case for those is probably fraud, to go into lenders like the ones here and say, like, this has been a business that has been long running for 5, 7, 10 years. And here's all the SOS history and activity, even though it could be fraudulent. I just think that fraudsters are getting a lot more sophisticated. We're working with a lot of our partners to make sure that we're staying ahead of some of these gaps and also able to identify when they're being exploited.
They're just bold. They'll go all the way through. They'll even make payments on the deal, like to get you lulled into this false sense of security. You know, 100 years ago, if you wanted to be a bad guy, you had to walk into a bank face to face and rob somebody. Like that was how you were the bad guy. And now they just get to sit, you know, in the comfort of their living room behind a computer screen. And they're bold and they'll string you along. They will make payments or they'll let you identify the right business early on in the application process. And then they'll switch the equipment address on you. And so that concept of like, how do we constantly stay ahead of them is just really crucial.
I think one thing that we see is now that there's all these great providers like Middesk is cross-checking them against. You know, we've got some great credit business bureau providers in our industry and just verifying against different data and comparing the different providers and seeing what you're getting.
The good news is there are patterns. Duplicate phone numbers, shared bank accounts, addresses that are suspiciously similar but not quite the same. Catching these earlier means you're not finding out about fraud after someone's already walked off with a new piece of equipment. Next week on Tech Tuesday, we're going to talk through how lenders are using automation to flag this stuff fast without turning their credit teams into full-time detectives. Thanks for watching Tech Tuesday. You can watch the full webinar for more credit automation insights or visit northtech.com to see how we're helping lenders put these ideas into practice. See you next week.